Wow, hello everybody. We're live. I hope everyone's been fantastic. Nick, how are you?
I just have to laugh because just behind the scenes, hi everybody, and hi Marie, thank you. It's just like, oh, here we are already. Yet behind the scenes, it's all chaos right down to that very last second where it's just like go, and then it's like, oh, is everything's normal?
I know it's so funny because I had so many fantastic dreams and experiences that I've popped in, and it was taking a while. So I went, oh goodness, and then it's really interesting with YouTube because I went to put in a couple of the dreams, and they banned the comments because of one word in it. I went, this is crazy. So I tried changing the words, and they still didn't like it. So then I put in a third word. So Nick's going to have to sort of interpret the third word that I put in to try and get the comment in. So it's all fun and games working with this politics behind the scene. So yay. But we got here.
Yeah,
So
we did.
yay.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
and hi Hindi and hi Christine. So nice to
Oh,
see
hi
you
Christine. Hi
on.
Hindi. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, and I've got Jasper here as always. So he's around. He's going to be a busy boy tomorrow because we've actually got the Crystal Connection
Oh
Circle,
yeah.
Crystal Skull Connection Circle tomorrow with Elisa. So make sure you're on that one. And because remember, we are crystalline beings, and so our skull is also crystalline because we're going from carbon to crystalline. So just a little tip out there to start maybe tuning into that. So. So
I
Miss
actually
Nick,
don't feel separate. Sorry, I don't feel separate anyway from any crystal or any living being or soul or entity at all, no matter what it is. It's we're all joined in together, aren't we?
and I'm so glad you said that because I was having this, how to sit and contemplate sometimes. I was doing this last night, and I was going, because a friend of mine who's passed over, she will often send a moth in, and I'll know when it's from her. And I'll go, oh, hello, yeah, I got your message. You've been popping in, la, la, la. I said, but is that moth going to be okay? Like, I don't want it to be hurt. So I was trying to help it to get out again. And then I was sort of starting to connect in, and it was like we are also connected when anything's done in love and there's like this agreement or whatever, it's all fine. And it sort of took me into this whole deeper level of this connection. So it was really interesting, just what one question, the sort of, the wisdom or the knowing it can bring through.
Yeah, it's true.
So, yeah. So, hi, Kim. So, we've had a question from Hindi asking who Jasper is. So, of course, I'm sorry. I sort of think everyone, knows who Jasper is. So, Jasper is a crystal skull. He's not my partner. He's a beautiful crystal skull. He's actually a rutilated quartz, which means, and I didn't know this when I first met Jasper, he has Jasper running through him. So what this means is that he connects deeper into the cosmos. He's very much a big perspective sort of entity being. And so when I first picked him up at the beautiful Crystal Cave shop I was in, he started talking to me straight away, which never happens with crystal skulls usually. And he spoke so quickly. It was, hello, my name's Jasper. And he was just started downloading. My crown was burning. And he wasn't that expensive for a crystal skull because the owners one was a geologist who used to go and source all of the crystal, and the other one was this beautiful Chinese lady, and she just loved crystals. So he would get people in Brazil and that to actually do all the formation, creation of the skulls or whatever he wanted done. So they were really reasonably priced, but I still thought twice about it. All week I was driving for work and doing my repping work, and he just kept downloading, going, come and get me, come and get me. And I said to him, all right, I'm coming to get you, just stop. And so I went back and got him, and Jasper's been a beautiful, I call it like an enhancement, like we connect together, and then there's a different perspective that he can actually give me that I can then show other people. So that's Jasper. So, yeah. So that's
You
just
know how I see Jasper is an extension of you. It's like part of your oversoul.
Yes. Yeah. He's not separate. He's not this. To me, he's not separate at all. He's not this prophetic, amazing being that's not connected to me at all. I do feel like he just simply enhances, like you said, and brings it up through a different perspective as to what the intuition is I'm getting or the answers or wisdom is that I've asked questions about. So, yeah, it's true. That's how I've always felt it as well. So, And that can happen in life. You know, we can have aspects of our oversoul or whatever that can come through and be a consciousness for us in different forms, because everything has consciousness, like down to the carpet we walk on, everything to even be here. So yeah, beautiful.
Absolutely.
So Marie's on. Hello. So
I'm,
wow. So Nick, how's your week been?
oh, it's just I have had ringing in my ears for consistently now. It stops occasionally during the day, but it's just been so intense, and I just feel like there's something shifting. There's something definitely shifting, and I'm thinking, does anybody else hear this? Is this high frequency? I mean, I've had it on and off throughout my whole life, but it just seems like I'm more tuned into it now, and I'm wondering if there's a purpose behind it. If it's part of this raising of frequency or vibration, and I just happen to pick up on it because I'm more sensitive to it.
Yeah, we can ask Jasper if you like. Why don't we get you working, kiddo? So let's tune into Jasper and just see if, I mean, in a way, they are light body symptoms that I would call them. So as our, like you just said, as a frequency raises, then our physical body also goes through an upgrade. So I'm just going to tune in and see if he can give us a different perspective of that, maybe. So okay. He's so funny. Yeah, literally what you said. So how he showed it to me, because he loves butterflies. He showed me this beautiful blue butterfly just happily like going up. The next minute, this big wind current came and hit it. And then until it can get through it, then it keeps going up again. So that's the way he showed it.
Exactly how I imagine it. Yeah.
So that was Jasper's perspective. So,
okay, cool. That's why I think I put in the comments. Can you see down here? Oh, not the comments. See what I wrote? Nick.
In mine?
No, under my name has changed.
Oh. No, let me have a look. Whereabouts are you?
Oh, it's not in my comments, sorry. It's on the screen. My name appears.
Oh, Nick V5, version 5. Now I'm with you. I'm a bit blondie slow. That's okay. That's funny. Only 5, Nick?
Oh, I've gotta keep it real.
That's funny. So yeah, but yeah, so Marie's done a comment there.
Yeah, she says it seems to be a high frequency to me. Yeah, absolutely.
And things are happening really quickly, like Nick said to me as well. Time is like, and it's before you know it, you go, oh wow, what happened there? But anything, it's really, and so this is where I think just remind ourselves, or I have to remind myself, when I think of something, be careful, because it can get manifested instantly. It's so fast. So, I'm constantly watching, and I'm constantly in gratitude, because I find then everything flows. It's like, everything seems to flow a lot easier. So like, for example, the other night I just finished a short shift down at Robina, which is about a 40-minute drive for me. And it was a beautiful, quiet street. It was a home care one. And I went to start my car and it wouldn't start. So I went, oh, that's okay. And then the people were still there. I said, don't worry about me. I'm fine. I'll just get RACQ, which is our automobile thing. And I just joined up. Wasn't even with them, joined up straight away. They sent through a note saying it might be, it could be up to 90 minutes. And I went, that's okay. I've got my book with me. Thank goodness I brought, it was nighttime. Thank goodness I brought my iPad book. And then the next minute, I get a phone call from this absolutely lovely, cheery guy going, I'm only 17 minutes away. And I went, oh, I'm in love with you already. So we just had the most wonderful time. So he got there and he said, yeah, it's your battery. And I went, okay. And I said, have you got a spare one in your pocket? And he goes, absolutely. So he pulls out a battery, fits it in, cleans my whole engine, looks at everything else, and he goes, oh, just get that little thing tightened there. And he's so delightful. And he even gave me a big discount on the battery. And I was like, 20 minutes later, I was driving home, and I just went, it would have taken me longer to go to my mechanic, to book in for that, to get a new one, for them to get the new battery in. And I went, this guy's just saved me like half a day. And so I was grateful for it happening there and then. Not once did I get irritated. And I think that's the actual trick, is to just go, okay, this is actually perfect.
Yeah.
So I don't know if anyone else has been having experiences where maybe in the past, I would have gone, oh, I've got a battery and I'm not in RACQ and didn't even go there. So yeah, I'd be really interested to know if anyone's had experiences through the week. It could be anything little as well that they've actually then found because they've stayed in that 0 point or that point of gratitude, if it's actually helped. So
it's interesting you say that, because the messages that I've been getting, and I've had a few dreams during the week, is there's a key that we're given, and the key is to unlock the energy. And that came through as a mains sort of door where it says mains electricity. And it came through as a set of keys, and it just means to me that what we're doing is that we have the key to release certain things. And I pulled this card this morning and it seems quite apt, release old patterns. So it's probably backwards, is it?
No, it's perfect. No, it's perfect. And it's a 16, Nick, which is a 7, which is spiritual as well.
That's right. That endings and beginnings.
Are they owls or are they
to be honest, it's hard for me to tell. They look more dove-like almost, but
yeah, they do, but they've got longer wings than a normal dove.
Correct.
If anyone knows what they are, like if they're a bird that you've seen, let us know, because I'd love to know what the meaning of that is as well.
And look underneath here, you'll see the patterns. It's like the key, the lock and the key, it's once again, it's all to do with that frequency. So like you said, you didn't go down that old pattern of saying, oh, I'm going to be here for so long and, do I have to wait? And so when I go to bed now before sleep sets in, I will just sit there and be grateful for all the things that I've had during the day, and even the stuff that could have been seen as irritating by other people. No, I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for that, because remember, we're having a human experience down here, and everything is exciting. Like everything is exciting when you're not here. So we just got to embrace it. And as much as we can get bogged down into the negative polarities of things, in actual fact, I sort of, once you embrace them, it's amazing how it can physically change your body and how you look at it. And then it releases that old patterns. It's fantastic. It seems to work well.
I think it's owning it. I think, Nick, for me, what I've found is if I look at it and I go, whoa, once we're aware of it, that's 90% of the change. And then it's just owning it and going, yeah, cool, okay, I do this. All right, this is the way I tend to react, not respond. And then I go in and I actually connect with it and talk with it and love it and thank it and then release it. And it's but we have to let go of our ego to be able to own it and to do that. So,
like an hourglass to me, and sometimes I flip the hourglass around the other way and pretend I'm my higher self, my oversoul, and I'm looking at myself having this human experience, as opposed to being so entrenched in the experience and trying to connect that way. It's just to me a different way of looking at it. And when you flip it, you start to release it.
So true. Yeah, I love it. And this is where the gratitude comes in. I find it gives me a bit of courage sometimes to shift that frequency or the feeling that goes with it. And you've got to feel it. The emotion's very important. So I just want to pop something up Kim said. I think this is interesting. And Kim, I want to just give you a little different perspective with this as well.
I was so excited to get a new angel deck today, yet I woke up with a fever. So it's better for me to get it tomorrow. Hopefully by then I'll be more with it. Is that what? So
Kim, it's really interesting, because straight away when I saw this, I thought, aha, Kim, you're going through an upgrade before you get the cards. So a fever to me is a purification. It's a burning off. So it's like a light body symptom of you going through releasing exactly what we're talking about. And you get the cards, because then you'll feel the different frequency within the cards. You'll resonate with it at a more balanced place. So, and don't go into your head about this. It's perfect. Your body and your higher self just know exactly what to do. So so I hope you feel better tomorrow and you do get your cards. So just leave it until your fever has done its job. So and so be grateful for it. Just what we've been talking about. You could sit there going, oh, I really wanted to get them today. But instead just go, oh, thank you. This is really going to help me to be more in tune with those beautiful cards, because cards carry a frequency. Okay. So that's just something to, and that's a perfect example of, how we can actually respond to things rather than reacting with an old pattern. So that's perfect.
Exactly.
What a great way to start the show. Yay.
Yeah, and Christine, I just saw Christine, I thought about you because Christine came to visit me once and I had this deck and I actually pulled it out this morning, and I know she found this deck shortly after in a place that she was at, Herbal Astrology, and I did pull a card from it this morning. So I would like Christine, for you to pull a card and to put it in the comments as well if you've got that deck with you on Herbal Astrology, because I feel like because we're going through these upgrades, there's some healing that might need to take place, and there are certain cards that will guide us through that, through nature.
I love that. And I love that we can play with this. So we'll see what Christine's card is. Christine, if you've got them with you, I don't know. But what a great idea, Nick. So Nick's already got hers ready to go. She hasn't showed us. So if Christine pulls it and then puts in what it is, then Nick can pull out that card as well from your pack and show them both. Who knows? It might be the same one, but I've got a feeling there'll be
there'll be a balance to it somehow.
There'll be a story. So So while Christine's doing that, what I might do though, before I look at Christine's dream, which we will go into, Marie is amazing. I want to show you, where are we? I actually finally did one of the ice, the ice, water to ice little fun things one night, and it was interesting. I'll tell you in a minute, but I want to share Marie's first. Here we go. So where are we? These are fascinating, really fascinating. And I'll just get her whole story up. And there's also a story from Marie. So she's okay. So this is Marie's ice. Now, Marie, the only thing is, I don't think, did you have an intention or did you ask a question before you did these? So, just let us know in the comments, and then we can talk through this anyway. So Marie used crystal geyser water, Geyser water, to do her little experiment. So for anyone that doesn't know, what we do obviously is I just get a clear glass bowl or something, put it next to my bed. I put pure water. I just use pure water that has nothing in it. It's pure. It's nothing, not from the tap. Do love and gratitude to it, of course, which actually brings all of the beautiful, beautiful water cells into beautiful high frequency balance. And then I ask a question, or then I ask for something to be revealed from my higher self or through my dreams. Anything you want to know, water has the wisdom and memory of eternity here. That's what I believe. So let's have a look at what Marie has put in here. So this is the first one. So this is amazing. Now hopefully you can see that. So that's a perfect rose that came through for her. Isn't that just gorgeous? And it's interesting because Marie also had an experience that I feel really relates to this too. Then the next one, and she said this is where are we? This is a face. She saw it as a face and something at the back of the head. So let's have a little look and see what we can see here. I agree with that. Do you know, I'd love people, I know what I'm getting from that straight away. Can you see that, Nick?
I'm going to try and bring it up because it's just a bit difficult to see.
What I can do is, hang on, let me do this. See if I can, Oh, that wasn't meant to happen. Yeah, this is tricky doing this. Hang on. There we go. Is that so the light's reflecting on it?
Yeah,
I see what,
I think it was before now.
Probably did it before.
Did your camera go dark? Do you have to press it again?
Yeah, thanks. There.
Oh, yes, now I can see it.
Okay.
Yes.
So, yes, it does look like a face with something at the back there, doesn't it? So just trying to find everything here. Back hard.
Yeah.
So it's really interesting because the first feeling I got when I looked at it, actually, do you want to go first? I'll tell you then what I felt, I saw.
Well, I did one too, and I got a face.
Oh, how interesting. Did your face look similar? Can you put yours up?
I'll try and get it so you can see it. So mine is a bit different, and the first thing I saw was a face in it, so it's a bit different shaped-wise. So if I get it,
Wow.
you'll see there's
That looks
the
like a horse's head. Like,
yeah.
I don't know if that's the first thing I saw was a horse with its head down like that.
Oh,
And
yeah. Actually, it
yeah,
could be a unicorn too.
it could be a unicorn too. And it's interesting because what I saw in Marie's was a dragon,
Ah,
the top of a
yeah,
dragon head. So I
yeah.
feel there's some mythical, mystical, beautiful, otherworldly beings that are coming
Interesting,
through the
yeah.
water. Because
Yeah.
remember, water, because the way I look at the earth,
Mm,
water has been around forever, from through this
mm,
closed system is how I see it.
mm.
So it would have imprints and messages and from forever, through realms, through everything.
I've just got chills all over my body and got
Yeah.
quite emotional because I've seen in the comments they're saying yes, a horse. Another one said, you know what? Before I did this experiment, I wanted to do it on a horse. I wanted to put the image of a horse, and I completely forgot about it because I've the other things. So I've got a ceramic horse sitting in my lounge room that it means a lot to me, and because I was born in the year of the horse. There's a horse that's just moved into the street. And there's just this energy of a horse. And my husband's had like rescued a horse that had its foot caught in a fence just locally the other day. And it says just all about horses. So I thought, I want to tune into the horse. Didn't even remember that until I did it because I was focusing in on like the key. I was breathing in. But it's the key. That's the key to something. That's what it is. There you go. That makes so much sense.
That horse face was so clear to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it was really beautiful, but it had its head down. It was like,
Yeah.
like in that poised downward position. Amazing. Do you want to show it again? And also, just Marie's actually said that she just asked to show something from the last 2 nights. See that horse's head? You can see the eye. You can see the everything around it.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's beautiful. Wow. Don't you love that? You forgot you'd asked for it, but the water didn't.
Totally.
Well,
didn't even register.
It would have been in your energy field having so much horse energy around you as well. So that's come through. Yeah, which is beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
So Marie is so the first picture was just show me something from my night, and then the next 2 nights with the faces, I had intention and asked for something positive and beautiful. Well, I would say that a dragon is beautiful and positive to me.
Yeah.
So yeah, which is really cool. And then I'm just going to show you the next one. And then I'll actually then want to talk about what Marie's experience was that I didn't put up from the week before. I think it's all meant to be. It's all come so perfectly together. Okay, and then and that one again, it could easily be the dragon. See the eye here? I don't know. It just depends on how you look at it. What are you getting, Nick?
I'm trying to get into it clearer so I can see.
Hang on, let me up.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I see another face.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, but the first, look, Jasper, actually, Kim, it's interesting because, Jasper with a little foot at the bottom, that is so cute. Jasper, actually, do you know what? Well, remember these crystalline mythical beings can splurge, but they could very well be like with a little foot at the top of his head there. That's hilarious. I love it. I love how we all have such different perspectives and interpretations, and which is amazing. So that's so cool. So Marie, you are amazing. Thank you so much for doing those. And also thank you so much, Nick, because I think that's beautiful. And what that little experience reminded us of is what we've been thinking about or what we've been seeing around us is always a message. And our water, of course, within us, because we're mostly plasma water, receives that, has that energy then within it. So that was, you would then put that water was actually responding to that. That's how I see it.
Definitely. Oh, definitely. I mean, I've always been an advocate for thoughts and feelings imprinting on the water and in our bodies. So, yeah.
And then imagine how much that then also impacts our external world.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's fascinating, isn't it? So, and I actually did some, so I'll just go in and find mine. And I asked a question. Now, I used a different bowl, which I didn't realize. I thought it was the same one, but it was slightly bigger, and it did have like imprinted glass writing underneath. So I know now to go back to just the smaller, clear glass bowl. So that was my learning.
Yeah.
So you can't see it here, but what I did was I checked it. So I just checked it at like, you can't see into it, but I checked it at about an hour and a quarter, and it had formed. But when I held it up to the light, the question I asked the water was, after blessing it and loving it, was, what is the water spirit, the water's favorite experience here on the earth plane? What is it love? What does it love experiencing the most, if it's possible to tell me? The first one that I looked at was really hard to get a photograph of was mountain peaks. It was an absolutely clear, beautiful mountain range with a beautiful still lake in front of it.
Oh.
So to me, the first, and there was two answers. So this was the first answer I got. It was like, oh, of course, the purity of being on the mountain, and then the snow melting into the water, that change of formation, that transformation. So that is almost like an alchemical reaction in a way. It's beautiful. And then the next one, which I just, and luckily have my beautiful friend here who's just gone away on a trip. What's the best one to show you? Oh, that one actually shows the mountains, top of the mountain a little bit, but it had changed view. I don't know if you can
yes.
see it.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, no, I can see that. And the lake.
Yeah. But then this was the last one that I took a photo of, and I was tuning into it, and I went, wow, that's really weird. There's like a big air bubble underneath. I've never seen anything like this in water. There was a big air bubble under it. And I was going, it feels different to the last one. And then my friend said, Marie, she said, can I comment? She said, I feel this is when it goes the other way, when it goes up into the clouds to become precipitation. So it's like the gaseous form going into the clouds.
Yeah, exactly.
So I thought that was amazing. I went, of course, because I've never seen an air bubble under it like that before.
Yeah.
So
I feel like it's like this thing, like
yeah, that's exactly right. So interesting, isn't it? So yeah, so there you go. So that was what I experienced with it. So guys, if you want to have fun and do these things before you go to sleep, it's so much fun because you don't know what answer you're going to get, and it can really clarify things. You can ask anything. So yeah, there we go. So that was fun.
Yeah, exactly. So Christine sent the picture to my phone. I haven't got it yet. I just don't know how she sent it, which platform.
Okay. Did you send it via message?
Just came in.
Okay.
Okay, good. I'll find it and pull it out.
Okay. So meanwhile, though, we'll do, and while you're doing that, if you like, I'll read Christine's dream.
All right.
So Christine had a dream. I had a funny part of a dream where my Qigong. Why can I not say it?
I'm sorry. It's Qigong.
Yeah, came out of a unit next to the house. I was house sitting and had lots of really white hair. He's normally very short cut hair. That's all I feel like. That's all. I feel like maybe I see him as wisdom and knowledge or something like that, but it did look funny. Yeah, I agree with you. As soon as I read that, I went, oh, this is like a wizard. This is like a very, very wise man that has the big long beard, and especially with Qigong. I can never, Qigong, how you say it, the beautiful Chinese.
Qigong.
Is it? No, it's Qigong. Qigong.
It's different.
Yeah, it's the Chinese. The one I'm feeling is the Chinese one. It's really powerful, and they're usually very, very healthy. They do incredible movements and exercise and have a amazing philosophy of life. So I would say yes. I think you've got it, So maybe, Christine, I always say you can only see things in other people that are within you. Yeah. So maybe you're actually starting to see this beautiful wise being within yourself. And they do say that with very short hair, if you're used to having long hair and it's cut short, sometimes that can decrease our intuition for a while, because it's like little nerve extra endings from our brain and our central nervous system. So the fact that the hair's longer, yeah. So that's also another sign. What are you getting there, Nick?
I agree with you about, it's like that's you're the teacher coming. It's coming. That instructor, that wise one, is coming out in you. You're seeing it appear as an archetype in your dream, but it's actually just you.
Yeah, which is beautiful. That's such a lovely way. Yeah, and it's Qigong. Yeah, Qigong. Yeah, I thought it was something like that. Thank you. Qigong. That's the one. So, yeah, and Marie felt the same. Yeah. Oh, there we go. So this is interesting.
Oh, I like that interpretation. And funny, I've also had the feeling to grow my hair, and I can grow it fast, or do it.
Yes, definitely.
Go with that intuition.
Definitely. So because I remember hearing a story that the Indian trackers, way back when they used to use the American Indians for tracking to find things, they had very obviously the very long hair. They would make them cut it when they were in that in the military to work with them, and they weren't as good with their intuition. They could still track things, but they just didn't have that same intuitive skill. So that I found that really fascinating. Yeah, so that's beautiful. Do you want to do the cards, and then we'll go on to the dreams that came through from everyone?
Yeah, absolutely. So the card I chose was Calendula, and it's number 1 in the deck. So it's all about setting, like, purity, like setting ourselves free and clearing everything from us. And because it's the calendula, so I've got dirty fingernails from gardening. The calendula is like a sun, a bright sun that comes out, and because it's a yellow card, it's there to bring us that joy. And you can see the inner child through that child and the swing and all of that. It's really like where we begin from, and coming back to that. And that's part of that releasing old patterns thing, is letting, when you come in as a child, you come in with nothing. You just come in with excitement and joy, and everything is wonderful, and you don't get bogged down in, and the patterns form within the first 7 years. So that calendula is a way of saying, it's a way of healing ourselves, releasing those patterns to come back to that particular sense of purity again, where we can allow everything to happen in the present moment. And the card that Christine pulled was 36, which was Coca.
Can I just ask you before we do calendula, what I've heard of it, and I know I used to know it, but what is it actually used for?
Okay, it honestly, it's the one thing I would always have in my house, no matter what. It can do everything. Look, you name it, it does it. So it's topical. I use it topically all the time, always have. It great for burns and scars and bruises, any skin affliction. It's also really good internally as well. It's great for cleansing kidneys, and honestly, it's in the top. It's got to be the top 5. It's amazing.
Okay. No, good to know.
That's number 1 card, I think.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So sorry, now keep going with Christine's.
Yeah, so Christine pulled the Coca one, and it's called Foresight, which is really interesting. And so it's basically supernatural powers and ability to see universal truth, genius, spiritual guidance, brilliance, integrity, and impeccability. And I see the connection with that is that we can't see the truth until we let go of everything that's filtering us. And once we do, we will have that beautiful direct link to ourselves, our inner child, source, one, everything. And we'll see that connection, and that will come through in the way we communicate with each other. So yeah, it's beautiful. Thanks for that.
No, I love that. And it always happens. There's always that lovely confirmation about whatever comes through. And it's funny because, I mean, the thing I put up was, have we ever experienced a scent within our dream state? So I'm going to put out there to everybody, because these cards are coming up, like You're Beautiful, the calendula, they would have a scent, and so would the Coca, that would have a scent. So maybe we can have an intention of finding a scent, maybe something that's more pleasurable than others in our dream state, and see if that actually comes through, maybe holding that intention. So because it was interesting. It was children. I used to always give any kids that came into the house when I was living with my friend and her little 5-6-year-old, all his friends, I would actually offer them a crystal. I had a big crystal bowl with lots of little crystals in them, and they would pick one, and then I'd say, tune into it, and the crystal fairy, and see what happens. And then one of them came out and went, it smells really nice. And I went, what are they talking about? So I actually tuned into, and it smelled, I could actually, I smelt the crystal. These kids already did it. So yeah, so there's that scent that maybe is in the etheric that we haven't tapped into with dreams yet.
I just felt like a little child then diving into that bowl, that feeling. It's just so exciting, isn't it?
Oh, they loved it. It was so much fun as well, playing with that with them. So yeah, so no, it was really cool. So that's what I want to put out for everybody. So yeah, and Christine just said she got goosebumps and that the card flew out of the deck. Of course it did, Christine. We don't have any control over what cards come out.
No,
it's always perfectly divinely orchestrated.
No, exactly.
So thanks for doing that. That was fun. That was really cool.
Yeah.
So should we do Angel Laurie's dream, and then we'll go?
Sidetracked. We're meant to get sidetracked. Okay. This is Angel Laurie's. I was traveling with several people, but only one that I knew from this lifetime. Kathy was my first best friend from about kindergarten through the last year of junior high. And then we lost communication, and I was blessed to have met my true best friend and galactic twin soul family best friend, Dee. In this experience, something had happened to Kathy. She was either physically injured somewhere, or it was an emotional injury. She may have lost someone. Either way, it was represented by her carrying a huge black duffel bag. I asked her, hey, let me carry that for you for a while. I'm currently burden free. Let me carry it. She said no, that she was worried about the ball on my neck and didn't want to exacerbate it. I said, yeah, that's something that old people get, and we are not old people. And we chuckled, and then I physically woke up.
So there's a question from Angel Laurie around this as well. So we'll pop that up.
I wonder if this experience is trying to tell me that Kathy is hurting either physically or emotionally in this 3D life. Perhaps she lost her mother or husband, or God forbid, one of her children. Perhaps she's received some kind of information about a great loss or her own condition.
Really interesting. So maybe if anyone else sort of has gleaned some sort of little insight into this dream, let us know. It's always great to get like different perspectives as well. So Angel Laurie, what I understand is that you're saying that you feel that this is directly linked to your friend Kathy, and that black duffel bag she's carrying, you feel, you've sort of said, is it a loss? Is it something physically she's not well? Yeah, which is really interesting. So that you've sort of, or emotionally, yeah. But okay, so what are you getting, Miss Nick?
Well, I always look at dreams like this as an aspect of me. Yeah. And that person will appear to help me understand it in a different, more realistic way. But it's actually, could there be if you turned it into you being what Kathy represents to you in this dream, perhaps look into that part of it as well. It could well be, you could be connecting with her at this point in time, and through that, when you meet somebody, you find out all the big things that have happened in your life. Did you get married? Did you have children? Did anybody die? And so that's quite normal. So you might be connecting etherically anyway, but I do feel that the dream is about you're releasing, or have released something. You've let go of something quite big, and that connects back to when you're an inner child, that you might not have had it back then, but something has, you've had something burdened you, and now it's about letting it go. Once again, it's releasing.
And Angel Laurie sent me the most beautiful photo of her and her friend Kathy from when they were young.
Oh, cool.
So, yeah, so shall I show that or not? Should I keep that private?
I don't know.
I don't know. I think I'll keep it private, but it's beautiful. So thank you for that, Angel Laurie. But yeah, and also to remember with baggage, I looked it up just to get another perspective from our beautiful Betty Bethard's book. It's unnecessary trips, programs or thoughts, forms that you carry around to define who you are, excess trivia and clutter. often humorously presented. Baggage means taking something difficult that is really quite easy. And the black. So if we look up the color of black, so black is the unknown and unconscious. So to me, it feels very much like what Nick was saying. And the thing is, your friend Kathy, she might have helped you to do that when you were younger as well, without you realizing. She might have been someone that actually held a space while you went through something, or vice versa in that friendship. And now I feel like it's letting it go. That black duffel bag is like, it's something that's unknown, but I actually don't need to know. And so letting it go, and it becomes easy, which is exactly what I felt you're expressing about yourself and how you had felt unburdened. I think it's beautiful. So, and you could very well have been tapping into her, because, you know, you would have been a really beautiful support system for each other in that time.
You know what I'm also getting with that is this is for the soul group here, that we can all help each other move through some of these periods that are coming up to the surface now, that are causing us pain and suffering, or a bit of trauma that's being released. And while it's going through that release phase, we're feeling it, and it brings that up, the emotion again in our body. But I think as a group, we can help each other release that. And you know that people do this globally when they have, you know, worldwide meditations, or everybody sends love. And so I would like to maybe just put that out to all of us, that we all are here to support each other no matter what we go through. So if we can direct our energy into the group now and just help everybody shift and move into this higher frequency, it just might soften it for us a little bit.
Yeah. And I love what Marie's written here. So my thought is, you are not supposed to carry others' burdens. We always want to help others, but that is not for you, for Angel Laurie. And I agree with that, because I used to try and help people to a point where sometimes you think you're helping them, but they have to hit this rock bottom, or they have to be able to do it themselves to get the aha moment. And so that, I think that's really cool. And Angel Laurie actually agreed with that. Do you want to read that one?
You're exactly right. This is something I'm working on in my 3D life, to stop being overly nice. Yeah, I think you can be kind, but nice is probably where I think you're spot on with that.
Beautiful, yes. And it is
boundaries, yes.
Boundaries. I've had to, it's been interesting. This is why I've really enjoyed doing the new support role that I'm doing for others, because they will ask you to do so many shifts, because I'm a registered nurse as well. And I really just love the connection with people, and just being there on even an energetic level, supporting them. Even if you do physical help with them, it's more the energy support. I love it. And I'm like, I've had to have this very strong boundary of, no, this is my time, no matter how much I'm pleaded with or whatever. It's really tough for me, but it's like, no. So it is about boundaries as well. So, which is interesting.
Yeah, because you're carrying the burden. You know, that's the baggage.
Yeah.
You know, that's the concept of it. You don't need to.
Don't need to. I don't need to do that. They're fine. It's just a blessing. They're a blessing to me, and I'm a blessing to them when I'm with them, but that's it. I don't have to do all the heavy lifting for them.
I like that. Train my dream state self to stop trying to carry others' burdens. Everyone is here for their own lessons. Absolutely.
Love it. That's perfect, Angel Laurie. So what a beautiful gift to get from that dream. And it's so good, because it helps us all to remember that as well. And and I love it, because that dream again is about letting go, which is what we've been talking about, letting go of the old patterns. And we don't even need to know. Sometimes we don't even need to know what they are. We just have to have that faith and just let them go. So that's beautiful. Thank you for sharing that. And it's nice to see you on, because I know it's very early for you.
I know, thanks for coming on.
So, okay. So Kathy's dream. Now, Kathy, I had a few issues. This is the one where I had issues putting up your dream because of the words that were in there. So I had to change it to the third time. I got lucky where YouTube let me put it in. So, so Nick knows. So don't say the word Nick, but the word, we'll do this when we get to the word, and you'll know what we mean. It's not the word that's in there, but this one might be all right, the first one.
Okay, so dream 3 nights ago, I was living in a big complex with my daughter and grandson and a lot of other people. Every night, a big brown bear would come out and try to, someone So we spent.
Here we go. Sorry, it actually let me. This is so weird. It's letting me show it. It's rejected my. Oh, this is so weird. Okay. Okay, here we go. I've got the right one up now.
In different places. We couldn't figure out where he was hiding, but eventually we got together and decided to eat him somehow.
So this was the brown bear, the big brown bear. Just a little bit of background on this. Kathy sent through quite a bit of explanation of what was happening. There's a family member that's going through some mental health issues, and there'd been some disruption, quite a lot of disruption with behavior that was very abnormal. So there's a lot of that chaos and shock and unexpected, things going on. So this is the dreams following that. So yeah, so it's interesting. That was interesting because YouTube let me click. I accidentally clicked on the one they rejected and it came up. I don't know how this works. Okay, so what are you getting, Nick, with that one?
Well, the first thing that stands out to me is the nature of a bear, and what that represents. Like, that's the big thing, the clue. Now, a bear, to me, if I came across a bear in nature, I would be like, oh, should I love it or should I be wary of it? Like, they're sort of inconsistent, I think they say, is what the bear is. And if you look at it, I'm just thinking what they say is Betty Bethel, because I know a bear comes up every now and then. Like, they're very strong, they're very, they're very stable, but they can also be a little sketchy.
And this is where I think this is fitting in, especially because, as Kathy said, the dream was in a big complex. So there was a lot of moving parts, a lot of people, a lot of situations. But she was with her daughter and grandson. So a bear, strength, power, inconsistent emotional energy, not to be trusted. It can be violent or cuddly, exactly what you're saying, charming or crabby. So I feel with what was going on, this makes a lot of sense, Kathy. And then, so if we look up the colour brown, let's have a look. It's very, very usually earthy or grounded when brown comes up. So it's grounding. So, I feel that I felt like there was a shock with all of this. And so this is almost that, well, this is the reality. This is something that we're just going to have to get our heads around and deal with. And it's a complex situation and everyone's involved in the family. So that's, so it's interesting. So you're trying to get rid of that. Whereas in actual fact, sometimes we just have to accept where it's at as well. So,
because it will pass and we will move through it. That's how water works. It never stagnates.
Yeah, exactly. So if anyone's sort of, what color was the bear again? It was brown. Yeah. So that's interesting. Angel Laurie's popped up another perspective, which is really cool.
The bear spiritually symbolizes strength, courage, and protection. Yeah.
Yeah. So, through all of this, I feel there is going to be some protection and, for yourselves and for that beautiful family member. So Kathy, maybe call through some angelic help, call through some help to help everything to come a little bit back into balance. So, because there's more to the dreams as well. So let's have a look at the next one and see. So it's so sorry, it's a bit confusing because I've now got extra comments that the okay, dream next night. All right.
My daughter, grandson, and I were on a trip and rented a house. She wanted to bring a friend, but I didn't trust him and said no. Then he turned into son-in-law.
Which is the person that's had the issues.
Right. She decided to hang out with him one last time with her son for the day. So I went to get her late in the evening and she was at the door saying she was going to stay the night, but I couldn't tell if she was under duress or not.
So there's this, it feels like there's this mistrust and, it involves the grandson who's the child of the person and your daughter as well. And again, oh my gosh, I'm just getting goosebumps here. So, Kathy, what I'm getting is that this might be something that you have to let them experience. You can ask for protection, ask for help through the
Mm,
angels.
mm, mm,
This is exactly what Angel Laurie's dream and everything that's happened today in the show has been telling
mm,
us.
mm.
Oh, take a step back. Okay, just take a step back and let your daughter experience what it is that she has this soul contract to experience. And it must be really hard as a mama to do that, but you're always going to be there on an energetic level. I've just got goosebumps
Yeah.
everywhere.
And look
So
at this card I pulled
the whole
about
spirit.
let spirit be your guide. To me, that's about releasing it. You don't have to control it. You feel it. Everything will be the way it's meant to be. And that helps to release and to just know that it's already planned out for you, you know?
Yeah. It still doesn't, I mean, exactly. And
Yeah.
emotionally, though, it can be really difficult. You know, these are your love.
That's on a big level. On a personal level, oh yeah, you feel
Huge.
it.
At a bigger level. Yeah, absolutely. So I'm going to pull some cards for you. And just ask for angels to go to him as well. Ask, check in and just go, okay, angels go to you, be around us, support us, whatever. And then just breathe and just be you. Ace of Swords. That to me says everything we've been saying is true. This is not, you don't have to learn from this per se, except for setting a boundary and coming back into yourself, just being there on an energetic, beautiful support level. So it's perfect. This whole plan is perfect. That's what that Ace of Swords is telling me, even though it feels like chaos. Oh my gosh, Kathy, you're not going to believe this.
Wow.
And the Ace of Wands. So every action that's happened is perfect. It is how it's meant to be. And I know this just feels crazy, but we live in a crazy world. And so, just trust. Yeah. It's been hidden. So we've got our amazing Eight of Swords. So this issue has probably been hidden and not seen for quite a while, but that was the plan. Look at the swords again. It's all part of that plan. Now it's come out. So it sort of makes sense to me with the feeling I was getting from it. So yeah.
When you're in the middle of it, you can only just be in the middle of it, but know that you don't have to put anything extra into it. This is that great term of observing and not absorbing, but also being kind to yourself and kind to anyone else that you can be. You need to be.
Yeah. So there's another perspective of Bear.
Yeah, introspection, healing, and renewal.
And in the animal magic cards, the bear is an awakening. So this is just going to awaken a whole new aspect for everyone. So
their actions feel there's fear and worry.
Yeah. So Kim's popped one up as well. This is great. I love this perspective.
To me, a bear symbolizes something scary, and the fact that you are eating it is you are trying to get out scary experiences in your life. You took the bull by the horns and got rid of it.
Yeah.
Right.
So, and then Marie said the same thing. There's fear and worry. And it's all of those are true. I believe all of those are true. They really ring true. So, and this is, I feel this is a real experience between those two souls. And of course the grand baba, your grand boy. So just stay in your heart, honey. That's all I'm feeling.
Yeah,
stay in your heart. And feel your emotions. If you're angry, feel it. If you're sad, feel it. Yeah, whatever it takes. Okay, so let's have a look and see at the last dream.
So Kathy's third dream. The last night I had two dreams. One was a lecture with someone, then went home and my deceased husband was there and he was acting like he had just been on a trip. And I was thinking, I wonder if we are still married. It's been 20 years. I changed clothes, then went in a car somewhere up and down hills. Brakes were going out, so I was taking it slow and easy.
That is brilliant.
What a literal dream. That's brilliant, yeah.
Really, really brilliant.
Very
really
cool.
good. And it is a literal dream. And I love when your husband visits you, and, that question, are we still married? And I don't know about you, but straight away I got, your souls are always going to be connected.
Yeah.
You're not
Yeah.
married on
No.
this earthly plane legally anymore, obviously, but there's always going to be that beautiful soul marriage connection. But the fact that you changed clothes to me means that you're changing roles. So you're actually putting on a new outfit to experience something new and different. And then, I mean, do you want to talk about the heels in the car? Do you want to do that?
I get a lot of heels, cars, and understanding of breaks in dreams too. So, like
Cool.
when they always say when you're going up a hill, you're going in sort of like, the right direction. When you're going down a hill, you're not going in the right direction. It's more about emotional roller coaster than anything. It's not like, oh, I shouldn't be. So you're actually, that's what's happening, is you're on a bit of a roller coaster ride at the moment. And that means that's the change that we're going through. That's what we're navigating through. The brakes, we're going out. Now, the brakes can indicate you need to stop, you need to slow down, but you've just said it. So you took it, you actually are reacting instantly to what you're meant to be doing in the dream without you even having to try,
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I love that. And so I just put a few quick cards. Ace of Cups. My gosh, girl, that's the third ace you've had from all these dreams.
Wow.
And that's the fulfillment of emotions. So I feel that, you're able to now do everything you want to do to actually find balance in your life. That Two of Wands is, what actions do I need to take to create balance in my life, which is just what we were talking about.
Yes.
The Magician. Now, when the Magician comes up, this can be, there's an illusion there, which there often can be, but you've got all the tools to be able to bring heaven to earth and to create whatever it is you want in your life. So that's what I get from those cards for you, which is beautiful. So I'm sorry you've had to go through that. It's a really tough experience, and your family. But it sounds horrible, but to me, it just felt like such a soul contract. So, and it was just timing. It was just waiting to happen with that Eight of Swords.
Yeah. And it had to happen. It had to play out. Definitely. Wow. Thank you so much, everyone. These insights are spot on. Yes, they are, Kathleen. And I think you know that. I think you intuitively know that.
You already, Kathleen, you're amazing. You already know it. It's so nice because what it does, I feel when we share all this, is it actually allows all of us to realize, oh, we're not alone.
I know.
And as Nick said earlier, it helps to dissipate some of the energy. It doesn't mean we're carrying someone else's burden, but we're actually being that beautiful, energetic love support for everyone, that comes on, and we don't have to carry it, but we're, just holding that beautiful love space.
Yeah, and ironically, we have to go through these things in order for us to be in that balance.
Yeah,
it's what pushes us beyond it, rather than just sitting in what they call that mediocrity, just accepting it for what it is. Oh, that's how life is. It's always full of. No, it pushes us to the point where we can release it and then view it from a neutral perspective, because all around us, there's going to be more and more upset as more and more people realize what's been going on in the world and what's been happening in their lives. And there's just a few waves behind us, that's all. And then all of a sudden they'll be next to us. And so it means that you're preparing yourself as well for being able to be really solid in a place of wisdom.
I love that. So true. Everything is just adding on to our repertoire and to our wisdom. That's every experience. That's what it is. So, so which is beautiful. So thank you for sharing that, and thank you everyone for everything you send in. It's just gorgeous. I love it. I love this family. It's so cool.
It's wonderful, isn't it? As I say, I always get a big charge, after this. It just,
I know,
it feels like I'm balanced at the end of it. I can just walk into any situation and be okay no matter what it is.
Perfect, isn't it? So because we haven't had time to do one of our beautiful chakra meditations today, I'm going to pull an animal magic card for everyone. So, but before I do that, just remember, if you can actually put an intention out about having a scent or a smell within the dream, see if you can and remember it. And and the other thing is, if you want to play around with that ice with the water and then ask it a question and pop it in the freezer. So, let's see what happens for next week. That's fun. All right, I'm going to just tune in and just do a beautiful animal magic card. Oh, I love it. We got a dragon. And I just
Oh, wow.
that ice water, which was that dragon energy. I feel this is confirmation that that was definitely the energy coming through. And the dragon is divine will. So this is, and knowing how powerful our own inner dragon is, if we feel we're getting pushed or we need some support, I just straight away go dragon up. And my
Yes.
dragon comes up. I don't have to, you don't do anything with it. You just bring that beautiful divine will energy up. And it's so powerful. So through the week, if you're feeling a bit stretched and pushed, or someone's behind you in the traffic and they're too close, or you've got your heads going a bit crazy, dragon up. That's what I say. So you can try that one. Tune into that beautiful divine will within us. So great protector. So what are your thoughts on the dragon, Nick?
Well, I just feel like the dragons, the fairies, everything is coming to the fore right now, and I think that's why it's maybe coming up in that ice. It's like we're meant to have talked about it because they're here for us. They're coming back to connect back with us again. Yeah, I'm pretty excited about that.
Yeah, me too. They're magical. I love the energy of them all. And we've all been them probably. We've, experienced that realm, through the Lemurian times, and that was it. So it's perfect. So, well, look, just wishing everyone the most beautiful week, and we will see you next week with the Dream Team. Thanks, Nick, as always.
Thanks, Marie. Thanks, Jasper. Thanks, everybody. And lots of love to you all. We're coming through this together. Amazing soul family. Thank you. So grateful.
Bye.
Bye.